Hello, welcome back. Today, Patrick and I are hunting through £200 worth of 10p's. It seems my intro that I was recording hasn't recorded. So we have just unpacked our £200 worth of 10p's. We are looking for the alphabet 10p's, trying to fill up the book. We've got, in the 2000 and, what book is this? 2018, we've got A, C, E, H, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, S, V, X, Y, and Z. So I did record an introduction, but I don't think it was recording on the actual camera. Last week we did find the letter R, but for 2019 you can see there, it's our first 2019 10p. So fingers crossed, maybe we'll fill up one of these panels, the R that we're missing or the I that we're missing. So without further ado, I did pick the bags. I offered Patrick the choice and he let me pick. So let's get actually into the coins. So just before I jump into the questions, I got a quick update on the merchandise I launched last week. So for those of you that haven't seen my update video, I made some t-shirt designs. Well, I had my lovely designer help me make some designs for some t-shirts over on Teesprings. And I must admit, I did set that up in a bit of a hurry the night before I launched it, which wasn't very good planning on my behalf. So I didn't know too much about how Teesprings works. And I didn't realize I could reduce the price from the default price. I thought that was the price that is the minimum price. So I have actually gone on, reorganized it so they are a lot more affordable, I guess it's the phrase that I would use. So they're a lot cheaper. So no one's missed out. So no one's paid full price or will miss out on the price reduction. So I just thought I'd let you guys know that. But without further ado, let's get into the questions. So we are working through questions from my February giveaway. We haven't got many left from my February giveaway, so we'll be on to the 20k subscriber giveaway questions very, very soon. But the first question comes from Granoloth, who asks, do you ever visit coin fairs? Oh no, that was the last question I answered last week. Hang on. Next question comes from Floella Max, one of the usual suspects from over on Discord, who asks, what's 33,642 times 17? A big number, very big number. I haven't got a clue though, I am not a human calculator. Lynn Mills asks, if you could have dinner with anyone alive or dead, who would it be? I'd rather have dinner with people that are alive. I don't think dead people make great conversation, but no, I know what you mean. Some of my idols maybe, so like Freddie Mercury, Dean Martin, David Bowie, who are all dead. So yeah, number three, I'd love to meet and talk to. Jade Bell asks, what do you mean technologies are a throwback? So that's on my £2 coin hunts. I have referred to the technologies being a throwback. All that means is that it's not a design that I look for, not a design that I keep, so they just get thrown back into the bag and taken straight back to the bank. I don't throw them in the bin. I hasten to add that would be quite an expensive coin hunt to do. Purple Fairy asks, is it worth sending for free coins from the London Mint office? For transparency reasons, I say that a lot, but I just want to make sure that you guys are all aware. I've made quite a few videos on behalf of the London Mint office, not on behalf of them, but they've sent me free coins to make videos about. I also buy some coins from them to the sets that I really like. So my opinion is a bit skewed, but only because I do like the coins from the London Mint office. So if you like the coins and you're happy to pay, I think it's just the postage you can pay on some of them, like the £2.50 postage. If you like the design, why not? By getting the free one, it doesn't tie you into buying the full set. Obviously, there's the incentive to then finish the sets by paying for them, but that's entirely down to you. So I couldn't say yes or no, but if you like it, then why not? If it's free, or £2.50 for the postage. Harry Wicks asks, do you think there'll be 2020 Beatrix Potter sets? I imagine there will be. There are more coming out for 2019. We've had the Peter Rabbit come out. The rumours are that they're not going to be circulated, which will be a real shame because we've had 3 years worth of Beatrix Potter coins, which I think the kids really like. And it'd be a shame to not have them in general circulation, because that's what's getting a lot of younger people interested in coins, and they are the future of coin collecting at the end of the day. And without that sort of fresh blood to the coin collecting community, maybe that might affect the values of coins if there aren't new coin collectors, I guess. But I would imagine there will be. I know there are new Paddingtons coming out this year as well, so who knows. Abigail Lewis asks, if you had to choose between finding an Olympic aquatics with the lines across the face or a Q, what would you choose? Purely because I've never found an Olympic Aquatics with the lines over the swimmer's face. Probably that one. I have found two Kew Gardens. So yeah, I'll go for that one. Laird of Glencoe asks, is the Royal Mint experience worth it? 100%. If you're a coin collector, if you're interested in coins, I would highly recommend it. I know it's a bit tricky, and I do sympathise for people that live, say, up in Scotland or in the very north of England or very south of England. I'm very lucky to be only two hours down the road from it, so it's not the end of the world to make a trip there. But I would 100% do it, especially if they put a strike your own design that you really like. So like the first one I went to was the Frankenstein one, because I love the Frankenstein design. If they put a design that you like, I would definitely say it's worth going to get that strike your own. The problem is, as with many things, once you get the first one, you want the rest of them. I found that out with the silver-proof collections that I keep buying and can't stop myself buying now. So yeah, I mean, it's a great trip. What I will say though is the tour is about 45 minutes. The tour guides are fantastic. I've been there 4 times now. I've had 4 different tour guides. They all cover things slightly differently. They've all got their own little tidbits that they cover on it. Again, it's still a very engaging tour. And what I will say is they are very good with kids as well. So if you've got a big tour group with a big age range, so you've got maybe younger kids, sort of under the age of 10 or early teens. You've got people like me in the mid-20s or older than that, and then you've got your elderly. Elderly, is that a nice term? You're more mature people. I don't want to. I don't know. Let's carry on. But they're really good at engaging different age ranges, but then also not making it boring for those of us that are more mature, but still keeping it exciting for the kids as well. So I would definitely recommend it. But the tour is for about 45 minutes. There's the museum at the end as well, which you can spend up to a couple of hours in there if you really want to take your time and read through everything. However, there isn't much more than that to do there. So if you are travelling a real distance to get there, I would advise looking at other things to do whilst you're there, maybe making a weekend of it or something like that. But next time I go, again, I will let you guys know that I'm going. So if you want to pop down and see me, or if you're planning to make a trip there and you want to make it to coincide with my next trip down there, stay tuned and I will let you guys know. Anyway, Berry Waffles asks, will you go on the Royal Mint VIP tour? Probably not. It was something I was quite excited about, but the more I hear about it, the less excited I am for it. So one of the real annoyance for me is that it's only on a Wednesday. Because I work full time, I can't get a Wednesday off now, especially with my new job I'm starting soon. I won't be able to get Wednesday off, unfortunately, unless it's a holiday day. So I probably won't. It also doesn't help that I normally take Patrick along with me. You have to be over 16, which he is not, to go on the VIP tour. So I think I'm just going to stick with the normal tour, if I'm honest. Sean Kennedy asked, do you have a favourite YouTuber? So there are lots of coin tubers that I watch now. You guys have all sprung up, or those that have still been, that were making the coin videos before I was. And I can't pick a favourite coin tuber. I think that'd be quite mean, because I've got to know a couple of you guys and chat with you guys, and so I'm not gonna say who my favourite coin tuber is. But it's totally Steve from Coin Cupboard. Not Andy, it's Steve. No, I'm only kidding. Outside of coin videos though, probably the person I look to watch videos most is from the Yogscaster, Simon Lane, the Honeydew. I think he's absolutely hysterical. I think I could watch him reading his shopping list and be entertained. Fred Linegar asked, the US Mint is talking about putting rare coins into circulation to encourage collecting. Will the Mint be doing that? So I don't think the Mint ever specifically plans to put a coin into circulation for the purpose of it being rare. It's just an outcome of a circumstance with the minting. Like the Kew Gardens, the forecast was high for the 50p's, so they started minting all the coins, all the designs, and then partway through the minting process, the forecasts were amended by the treasury, or the coin centres, the banks that form up that projection. So they cut that off early. So the Kew Gardens wasn't intended to be as low a mintage as it is. So no, I don't think the Royal Mint is planning to make rare coins specifically to be rare, to put into circulation. Although I think it would be great if they capped mintages of the design. So I would say about 5 million. I would be quite happy if they made, so Benjamin Bunny was 25 million mintage. That could have been 5 designs at 5 million. If they could cap it, I think that would be cool. K Asterix asks, would you ever get a coin tattooed on you? I'm not a massive fan of tattoos, if I'm honest. I think they can be beautiful, they can be amazing works of art, and they're very impressive to look at, but I'd never want one. A, I'm too much of a wuss. I wouldn't like the pain of it, and B, I don't know, the idea of having a tattoo on you for the whole life, I don't know, in the way if it fades over time, or as you get older, or you change, would I want that permanently on me? Probably not. Ashley Sparrowhawk asks, what would you do if you had 1,000 full albums? I would start my 1,001st new album. I'm never going to stop, I'm obsessed. Top Jepson asks, what is your comment on credit cards and online banking becoming more popular? So it's sort of unavoidable now. We are moving steadily to I wouldn't say a cashless society. That is the ultimate aim of many corporations and governments, purely because everything can then be traced, which will help tracking down, preventing fraud, money laundering, all the big criminal gangs that make money from that then fund terrorism, fund drugs trafficking, people trafficking. So on that hand, it would be a benefit. However, I think there was a BBC report about the amount of people that are going to be left up a certain creek with no paddle, because they rely purely on cash. There's a lot of elderly people, vulnerable people that will always want to use cash. So I feel for them. I could get by without. Well, I couldn't get by without coins now because my YouTube channel would collapse. But I could get by without having to use cash for payments. But I think it's a bad thing. Anyway, Adam Cato asks, what's your most interesting shape of coin that you own? I think the most interesting shape of coin that I own is some of the square ones I have. I can't think of what they are off the top of my head, just because they are so different from a circular coin. Even the sort of petal bubbled rounded edges, they're still sort of circular. So the square ones are the most interesting shapes in my mind. Garen Davis asks, how about a cubed shaped coin? A cube shaped coin? Yeah, go for it. I think that would be quite neat. Kevin Ellis asks, how many bunk coins do you have? Oh, way too many. I don't know, maybe around 20 now. Every time I seem to buy one of the silver proofs from the Royal Mint, or when I'm at the Royal Mint, I seem to add a couple to my shopping basket. I can't help myself again. I've got a problem, I need help. Francesca / Litchfield City 69 asks, I think British wildlife would look super on our 50p's. What do you think? Totally. I think the more designs, the better. The more coins there are to collect, the more there are to find, the more exciting it is. Because that's what some of the most exciting hunts are, when we know there are new coins in circulation. Like, it's quite exciting with the 50p's at the moment. Sherlock Holmes is going into circulation, so who will be the first one to find it? When will we find it? Will it be next week? Will it be in 2 months' time? End of the year? Who knows? UK Transport 232 asks, do you like transport such as buses or trains? Yeah, I don't. Since I learned to drive and got my car, I don't use public transport on a regular basis. However, there are times where it's a lot easier, a lot more simpler to catch the train than it is to drive somewhere. What took me away, it blew me away, the last time I caught a bus, I was rooting around in my pocket for change to pay for my ticket. Everyone else is all contactless, boop, 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 boop. And obviously their smartphone contactless technology as well. I think it was just me and some 80-year-old woman that actually paid by cash. So yeah, I think that's quite neat. Nationwide Coin Hunt asks, if they brought out edible coins, would you eat them or spend them? I'm a collector, I'd collect them. Seb asks, why do you think they make strike your owns? It's to earn more money from us collectors, us hopeless, hapless collectors that are obsessive and have to have one of everything. So it's a good driver to get people down to the Royal Mint. I mean, they get me to go down every time they change a strike your own. I imagine there are plenty of people like me that go every time a strike your own changes, just to get it. It's special as well. they are quite special. Even if you just go to the Royal Mint the once, that would be something that I would imagine you would treasure, because they're generally they are very low minted as well, because you have to physically go there, and especially now that they've changed it, so you're going to get one strike your own per person per visit. They'll be very desirable. But also, I think what makes them even more special is the fact that you have minted that coin. Essentially, you've pressed that button, you've made that coin. So that again, that's quite a special thing, I think. Anyway, SJD Music asks, do you prefer the size of the older 5p, 5, 10 and 50p coins? I'm not phased by it. I think if the 5p coins were the same size as they used to be, that would be great, because 5p coins are small and fiddly and drive me insane. John O'Neill asks, would you like a coin depicting Oliver Cromwell? Again, the more designs the better. Oliver Cromwell is a very notable historical figure in British history. A bit of a controversial figure though, being, I guess, in some views a tyrant of his own making. But again, a very important member of British history, so I don't see why not. Sammy B3214 asks, what's the biggest coin in size? What's my biggest coin in size? I think it's the Queen Anne crown, 2 crown. I can't remember what it was now, that WWE Alenado sent in to the PO box. I think that is the biggest coin I've got that I can think of off the top of my head. Helvey asked, what countries have you visited? So my mum's Canadian, so I've been to Canada a whole bunch of times. We were in America for a day, so the Canadian border sort of does that and then dips or goes the other way, whichever it is. It's called Point Robert. So we drove through there, so we were in America for a day. So I'd love to go back to America for an actual holiday there though. But I've been on holidays around Europe, so the usual places like Spain, France, been to Greece a couple of times. That was one of my standout holidays, backpacking in Greece as a kid. I've been to Tunisia and Morocco with my parents when I was younger. Trying to rack my brains, where else have I been? I don't know. Belgium again on school trips and things. Holland, or the Netherlands, whatever you want to call it. I think that might be everywhere I've been. Wales, obviously. Scotland I've been to twice. Ireland, Northern and Southern Ireland. Yeah, I think that's everywhere I've been. Top of my list though, place to go. I'm hoping to go this year. It's Egypt. Cannot wait to go. Sam Dunn asks, what's the best thing to store coins in? So something that's PVC free, that's acid free, otherwise it will damage and tone your coins, discolor your coins. On top of that, it's about where you store it. So you don't want to store it somewhere that is subject to lots of temperature variations. So you don't want to put them on top of a radiator or in your garage or in your loft or a shed. Somewhere that's not too damp as well. So garages and sheds can get quite damp. So I wouldn't keep them there, because that will destroy your coins over time. Mr. Nightmare Jr. asks, what's your favourite territories coin? That'd be the Isle of Man Horned Ram. I think that one looks absolutely stunning. Andrew Herring asks, what's your favourite colour? Purple. 1000 Wishes Dragon asks, do you watch anime? I have watched anime once. I'm not a massive fan of anime. It's never been something that sort of stoked my interest. I got friends that were into it, that always said I should watch it, and what a previous colleague of mine kept banging on and on and on about anime. So one day I said, fine, you recommend me one that you think that I'd like, I'll watch it, and if I like it, then you win. If I like it, I win, and you're never allowed to tell me to watch another anime again. So he recommended me one, Bebo Cowboy or something, and there was just so much going on. It felt like I'd joined halfway through a season. I didn't realize this. It didn't feel like this was the first episode of this TV show, because there was so much going on that I didn't understand, and I'm not a bit squeamish about eyes as well, and there's some not very nice things if you're a bit squeamish about eyeballs in there. Other than that, I didn't really watch anime, no. Terry Nuth asks, do you think £2 are less circulated than a few years ago? Yes, and I think that's down to the £1 coin being the most secure coin in the world now, because there's a little barcode inside the £1 coin, so that if you try and use a fake one in a vending machine, or I don't know if shops can get these machines, or self-service checkouts, if it doesn't scan, then it's because you can't fake forge this barcode or whatever it is. I think that's maybe why, because the £1 is so much more secure. Richard Brabin asked, do you have an ambition to become a full-time YouTuber? I think I would be very petrified to take that jump and become self-employed. It's fun as a hobby. It's great to earn a bit of pocket money, as I call it, from my own hobby. However, relying on it for my next meal, to pay my mortgage in the future, my bills and things like that, I think that would make me a bit anxious. Dave Jones asked, what's your dream car and why? Something very boring. My dream car is a Chrysler Crossfire. I've always liked the car, or a PT Cruiser maybe. Very boring dream cars. Samuel Hope asks, if you won the lottery for £2.5 million, what would you buy and why? I'd buy a house, not a mansion, just a couple of bedroom house, a new car, maybe my Chrysler Crossfire, and the rest I would put in savings and maybe pay myself a little salary off of. We'll go on for a little bit longer because we've only got 5 or 6 questions left. Chris Marshall asked, do you buy gold coins? I don't buy gold coins, no. They're too expensive for my budget, and I can get so much more for my buck in either the silver proofs or circulating ones. George Green asks, what's your favourite design on an Olympics 50p? Gymnastics. Zara Lynn asks, what's your favourite thing about your Discord server? It's chatting to people, whether it's on the voice chats, in private message, or in the chat channels. Seeing what you guys are finding in your hunts as well, your collections, is always good fun. I've met a whole bunch of people that I talk to on a regular basis that I would consider friends now. My moderators team are absolutely fantastic. All of you guys are amazing, and the usual suspects, as I keep referring to you as well, you're amazing. Francesca Tarallo asks, KFC or McDonald's? McDonald's. Every time I seem to have KFC, it makes me ill, so I'm not much fan of KFC. Kirsty Holden asks, what's the story about your ring? It looks like it has a story or meaning. It does have a story meaning behind it. It's not a personal story to me, other than I had to pay import fees on it. It was a collector's item. I had to pay an import fee on it, and because I had to pay that, I was supposed to get it for free. I thought, if I'm paying for it, I'm wearing it. Blue Chocolate 79 asks, how many languages can you say hello in? Not many. Maybe 10? And last question from another usual suspect, Ryan Goody. I know I butchered his surname, I apologise in advance. Asks, have you ever had a haggis? I've never had haggis before, no. It's something I would try, but I don't know what to expect because I've never had it before. But I'm quite open to trying new foods, even things that I know I don't like. I will try from time to time. So I had mussels recently, and every time I've had mussels, I've not liked it. But I thought I'd try a mussel again, and yeah, I'm not a massive fan of seafood, but I will keep trying because they say your taste palette changes, so you never know. Anyway, we'll get back to the coins now. So unfortunately, this is all we found today. We did get an Isle of Man 1992 10p. That was my only find. And Patrick got 2 Jersey 10p's. 2002, 2010. But as Patrick quite rightly pointed out, we did have a very good luck last week, so I can't really complain. So let's hope the next week maybe we'll have a bit more luck than we had today. And all that leaves me to do is thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.